Hello and welcome back to In the Corner with Christian. And today I have my very first ever guest, none other than my own eldest son, Ethan. So thank you for joining me.
You're welcome.
Now, if you've watched my previous videos, you'll know that we as a family have been facing a few challenges over the last few years. And it's actually Ethan that's been facing the challenge, really, not myself or my wife. We've just had our, obviously, own challenges as a result of what we've been going through. So the purpose of today's, I know there's a lot of parents, there's a lot of adults and families out there that are being impacted by various different things, whether it's family situations, whether it's personal health, family health. There's lots of things that impact family dynamics and can put a lot of pressure on those relationships. So today I thought I'd take this opportunity to have my son on. Firstly, to share his experience of what he's going through, and then what families, if you're going through something similar, what you can look to do to help yourselves go through those challenges. So, moving over, introduce yourself. How old are you?
I am 13, and as you already know, my name is Ethan, and I had a whole of a year on chemotherapy with LCH, and unfortunately...
Just on that, sorry. What's LCH?
The full name is Langerhans Cell Histiocytosis. Very long name. And it's like they're called lesions, and they're kind of like tumours, but they're not, are they? They're like these, they eat your bones, basically.
Yes, so he's got a bone-based disease that is requiring him to have chemotherapy. And essentially the way we look at it, it's like he's got a little mini Pac-Man, and it's in his bones, eating away at your bones, isn't it, really? Just nibbling away. And so when we first had this news, now obviously we're actually, unfortunately, you have relapse, so we are actually now entering our second run of this. But just going on that, and this is why I wanted to bring you on today, is obviously you had a lot go on there.
Yeah.
And at such a young age, you was 11 when you first got diagnosed.
Yeah.
And everything seemed great, didn't it?
It did.
Sort of just over a month ago, didn't it, really?
Mm.
So, how, as a child, obviously I can't comment here, as a child, how does it feel, or as a human being, should we say, going through what you're going through?
To be honest, at the moment, as it's come to the second time, I kind of already know what's going to happen. I kind of have a picture in my mind of it's pretty much going to be the same. But the first time, it was quite worrying because I've never really had an illness that severe, if you kind of
really
think it like that. And I'd never, to be honest, I hardly ever got ill, did I? And I never really had colds or anything, so I was quite a healthy child. And even when COVID happened, I only got it once, didn't I? So it wasn't like I got it bad. So when we found out, like, I'd be on chemo for a year, it just went like, whoa, what's happening there? So I took it on the chin and we went through, and the first time it was very, very good. So I'm just hoping this time it'll be the same, even better.
And for yourself, because obviously this has impacted your ability to go to school, it's impacted your day-to-day routines, because Ethan's got a line fitted, so it means you're not allowed to go swimming, you're not allowed in water, which obviously, as a child, you love doing those sort of things. So how have you found that? Because obviously you've been very much sort of put in a box, I suppose, on what you can and cannot do whilst you've got this going on. So how are you finding that impacting you?
I hate being restricted. I like to be able to be free, go out and do things, be able to swim, do all that. But obviously having a line, I can't go swimming. I can't really do the casual play fighting with kids and stuff. And it is quite hard because the only thing you can really do is sit at the sidelines and watch, really. Like, there's not much you can do. But the thing is, I always try and think of the end result. Like you always tell me, Dad, think of the happiness at the end, and it always works. And just this time is going to be a little bit longer, but the thing is, I'm only going to have my line in for a shorter time. So it's a bit.
So the first time round, the line that you're referring to, and we've said there, so Ethan's got what's it called, a Hickman line?
Yes.
The Hickman line is where his chemotherapy is administered through, but also any other medication that's required during the term.
Yeah.
Now, your first round when we had it, it was about 18 months, wasn't it? Give or take. You had the lining for and was being treated.
About a year and a half.
Yeah, it's about 18 months then. And then this time round, because it is, obviously it's a relapse, so they are going up a stage, aren't they? It's going to be a slightly different pattern to how we had it the first time. You will be having more chemotherapy during those 6 months compared to last time. But I suppose what I want to look at, because this channel's all around how we negotiate our day-to-day challenges and how those challenges that we have impact our mental state and our more so our behaviours and our actions, I suppose, is what I'm looking at there. And as a child with ADHD as well, Ethan's a bit of a shook-up bottle of pop, especially when he's kept inside. If you were going to give some advice to somebody who was about to go through what you've already been through, but also what we're about to go through again, and they were your age and they were really struggling to come to an understanding or to find a way of moving forward with it, what would you advise them? What would be your advice?
Keep positive. Don't down yourself. Don't just. I think it's not going to be here for the whole of my life. It's only going to be a little section of your life. So try and keep as positive as you can. It was very hard on the first time, but as I know, I've been through it once, and I can kind of do the same that I did last time, but maybe improve a little bit, because it was quite hard on the first time, because obviously it's out of the blue, just came, so it was quite and whereas this time I've kind of, it's sad, but I already know what's going to happen and I was coming, so it's like, no, I'm quite chill about it.
But like when you were saying that, so you mentioned there about staying positive, and I think in the world we live in nowadays, adults and children, a lot of us don't. We all know what it means to stay positive or be positive, and the fact is, it's not just about standing there going, "I'm positive," is it?
No.
So what do you mean by that? How do you? What's your strategy on staying positive?
Well, we went through a phase of me and my mum would meditate, or we'd like sit and do some yoga, stretching, or not long ago, me, dad, my brother, and my mum would do this gratitude. And what it is, we say what we're grateful for. So we'd go around 3 times, we'd go, what you're grateful for, and then it would pass on to the next person. They would say what they're grateful for, and keep going round. So there's lots of strategies to do. Obviously, don't just sit and say, "Oh, be positive." You gotta put the work in to be able to be positive. So, like I said, do the strategies of like the gratitude and all that. So it's
It's not easy though.
It's
is
not
it?
easy. No. It's something hard.
So would you say it's something you have to do consistently, or is it something you only do when you're having a downtime?
It all depends, to be honest. The consistency does help. So, like, it stops. It doesn't necessarily completely stop, but you have less of the down days. But if you are having a down day, it's always best to do it then.
Yeah. And you were saying there about the consistency of doing it, and we were only actually talking about this the other day. Of Ethan had a bad day the other day, and the way he explained it, he says, "I feel like I'm 1% worse than where I was."
Yeah.
And that's fine. You know, we are all going to have days where we struggle. I have them. We still, obviously they're there. But the thing there is if you only apply the strategies on the days when you're down, you're only doing it to level yourself out. So you've gone down, you've brought yourself back. You've gone down, you've brought yourself back. But as with everything, if you want to get better, adding on is a way of combating those problems,
Yeah.
isn't it? So if you imagine by doing, as Ethan said there, the strategies, so you've got your meditating, you've got your yoga, we were doing cold plunges at one point when you was allowed to do them, the gratitude and all these sort of things. If you do them daily, what you find is they add to your day, they add to you as a person. Whereas if you only do them when you've lost 1%, you're never going to feel like you're improving, and you're never going to feel like you're getting away from them, because all you do is wait for it to happen, do something about it. Wait for it to happen, do something about it.
Yeah.
Whereas by doing little things, only small percentages, small things to improve, by getting 1% better each day, within 100 days, you're 100% better than where you was before, aren't you?
Yeah.
So we were only actually speaking about this, and I think this is something that, again, you know, for families that are going through difficult times, obviously Ethan starts chemo Tuesday, isn't it? Yeah. So Ethan starts his next round of chemo on Tuesday. But if you're going through those challenges, don't focus on what's not going right for you.
Focus on what's going right.
Focus on what's going right. Focus on the things that you want to improve on. And for us, as you said there, you know, we focus on gratitude. We look at things because, as an individual born with half a hand missing, I've always looked at the lack of, not what I've got.
Yeah.
Whereas as we've got older, it's about looking at what we're grateful for. So yeah, I've got half a hand missing, but you know what? It makes me different. It makes me special. And actually, it makes people admire what I'm able to do. Even though I've never known any different. So I think sometimes our disabilities, our negative attributes that we see, they're actually our saviours, they're our positives, they're our level up compared to everybody else. So, you know, I'm really grateful that you've been able to come and join me and share some of these things. And I think, you know, moving forward, would you like to do more of this so
definitely.
we can share?
Yeah,
so as I say, Ethan starts chemotherapy on Tuesday. We are expecting it's going to be a tough run. Yeah, it's going to be a tough run. But do you know what? That's life, isn't it?
And it's very easy to give up, but you just keep driving. Like you like to say, lace up the gloves.
That's it. Lace up the gloves, bite on the gum shield, hit harder than the other person. But it is that. It is just that. And the thing there I will say, and that was my motto, and Ethan saying that, my favourite statement all through life was bite down harder on the gum shield and hit harder than the other person. And I always went with that attitude. And for parents that are going to go through difficult challenges, when I first found out the news, gosh, just I would say about 2 years ago, 18 months ago, my initial thing was, right, let's go at this, let's fight it. So I would get up at 5 o'clock, I was running 5 kilometres every morning, I was doing my sit-ups, I thought that by doing more, it would combat my mental fortitude and the thoughts I was having, but actually, it drained me. It drew more energy out of me, and therefore I had less energy and less to give back. And
like you were more impatient. You were less tolerable.
Oh yeah.
You were.
I didn't have the mind space. My body was exhausted, which was great. You know, it stopped that restlessness in my body. But I wasn't tackling here, and that was the one thing, and that's the whole purpose of this channel. It's about how do we tackle this? How do we keep our mind on the goal in hand? Which in our case, it's licking this, getting it out of the way, booking a holiday abroad as we haven't got to have one for so long.
I know, it's so annoying, isn't it?
But we could easily sit here and focus on what we haven't got, what we're unable to do, and how it's very unfair that A, we've had to go through it once, but B, we're going through it again. We're being punished again. But we're not looking at it that way. We're actually looking at this as an opportunity to help you guys so we can educate families out there that are going to go through these sort of challenges.
Yeah.
But also to help us unload what we're learning along the way. And I think sometimes it's great to be able to look back, reflect, and this for me and Ethan is going to be a great opportunity to look back at some of the videos as we've gone through these challenges and go, look at the growth we've had. And the fact is, yeah, school, we all know my opinion on that, but he's going to miss out on a lot of it. He's already missed out due to COVID. Then he's had the last 18 months with chemo already, and we've got another 2 years moving forward. But this is where I would say to parents, yes, we've got ADHD, yes, we've got various other things going on over here, but we're going to focus now on what Ethan is good at. We're going to focus on Ethan's natural talents. We're not going to judge Ethan on his ability to climb a tree when he's a fish. So what I mean by that is the school environment, and this is my personal grievance, should I say, the school environment judges everybody. Every child that comes through that door is graded on a list. And that list is what the educational world say it should be. Now, for us, what we're focusing on now is what's more important, Ethan staying alive, Ethan being as healthy as he can during this time, and stop biting your nails. And also with that is to look at what he's good at naturally. We're not going to drill in that you've got to learn this, you've got to know your ABCs, your 1, 2, 3s, and your handwriting must join up, because let's be honest, we don't ever write nowadays. But we're going to focus on what is natural. And you are a wordsmith, you're like me. We love to talk and we love to share our experiences. So this is what we're going to home in and focusing on here. So one thing I will always say to everybody, please don't give up on yourself. Whatever that challenge is, you can beat it, you can get through it. You're an inspiration to those out there that can learn from your journey. So just remember that yes, you might be going through a difficult time, but you can lead the way, you can show the way for the next group of people, because let's be honest, everybody is experiencing some form of hardship. Doesn't matter what it is, whether it's financial, whether it's mental, whether it's physical. There is various different things that are impacting us. So all I want to say to you all is stay safe, stay blessed, stay positive up here, love those around you, because they're all that matter, and believe in yourself, whatever that thought is, whatever it is that you're putting off, because believe me, I've put this off for many, many years, but now we've decided we're going to bite that bullet, we're going to hit it head first, and just like we do with life, we're going to win. So, any words from yourself there, Ethan?
Just remember, you've always got a team behind you. Never forget you're on your own. Don't say, oh, this is all me, what am I going to do, I'm on my own. Just remember, you've got family, you've got friends, you've got all these people who you can trust, who are always there for you, they'll do anything for you. They will do anything for you. As I know, my parents, they are always there for me if I need to do anything. My grandparents, they're always there at the end of the phone. Even aunties, uncles, all of that.
And you've got Mandem and Primals as well behind you, haven't you?
Yeah.
Which, again, we will be doing another one of those walks in the new year. That will definitely be happening. So if you are interested in wanting to join us, we haven't got a date set yet. We just need to get the first round of chemos going, and then we'll see how Ethan's health is as a result of that. But we will be doing another one next year. We will be getting our Primal brothers and our Mandem brothers to come and join us. But it won't just be brothers. We'll be getting mothers, sisters, everybody we can. Because this is about raising awareness. It's about bringing communities together. And I love what Ethan's just said there. You know, we wouldn't have got through this if it wasn't for all those people that Ethan's just mentioned, our family, our friends, the charities that have supported us, the community nurses that helped you through it all last year. You know, all of these people are so instrumental. So leverage those around you. Don't think you've got to do it all on your own. And as I've said there are some real good mental health charities around. If you are a male, the two that are based here in the Midlands, Mandem Meetup, look them up online. Primal Instincts, again, look them up online. They are phenomenal. They have supported Ethan. Well, I can't say thank you enough to them all. But yeah, we're going to kick this one again. We'll see you again. And you want to make a regular of this then, do you?
Yeah, this is very fun. And I hope you all enjoyed this, because it's a great time for me to be able to express what's going on for me at the moment. So I hope you all like it, and I can hopefully bring some more news next time.
Yeah, tune in to find out more. Stay blessed. Love you all. Take care.
Peace.